this time, I'll call the Budget Committee meeting to order and ask Angela to please call the roll.
Kaler.
Here.
Hannum.
Here.
Lewis.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Moon.
Here.
We have a quorum.
I now ask for the emergency announcement to be read.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you've reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
I'll now ask if there's any public input on items on the agenda. Any public input on items on the agenda? Seeing none. Item D, the minutes that need approval are in your packet, and they are from the October 10th, 2016 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion or question? I'll ask for a voice vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Declare the motion passed. Item E, 1A. This is the increases. Schools, $28,350 to establish the budget for the Chromebook usage and maintenance fees. Do I hear a motion to send this to the commission?
Chairman, I move we send it forward to the agenda committee.
Excuse me. Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any questions or discussion on this? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler.
Yes.
Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item E1B, Circuit Court Clerk, $22,000, and this is the use of some data processing reserve funds for some new equipment. Do I hear a motion for this to be sent on?
Move, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion or any questions on this?
How much money is left in that data processing reserve fund? Do you have
Around 300,000.
300,000? Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Any other discussion or questions? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler.
Yes.
Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
E1C, Health Department, this is for a $25,000 to create a budget for special needs grant award that they received. Do I hear a motion to send this on?
So moved.
Have a motion and do I hear a second? Have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could our director come up and just give us a quick
Rob?
overview, please?
Yes, this is a grant that we got from some funds that are set aside periodically to upgrade building security, mainly our card access. Some of it's really out of date.
Robert, can you step closer to the mic, please?
And then the rest of it will be used to put new AC units in our med rooms. We have some problems keeping the temperatures in range, and we don't want to waste any of that supply.
Did you say bedrooms?
Thank you.
Let me bring you back up. Any other questions or discussions? Thank you, Robert. I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler.
Yes.
Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
E1D, IT Modernization Program. This is $145,695.11 to adjust the fiscal 16-17 appropriation. Do I hear a motion to get this on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussions or questions? Randy, will you explain this one, what this is? Is it Angela, excuse me.
Well, when we appropriated the budget, I have to look at this. When we appropriated the budget, we did $1,250,050 because we just kind of had to guesstimate what we would have left at the end of the year. that they would spend out of the budget. And so it ended up that they incurred some expenses before June 30, so we need to reduce the appropriation that we started the year with by this $145,000.
Okay. Any other discussion or any questions on that? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler.
Yes.
Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item F, this is discussion and possible action. This is an emergency management of $5,000 CSX Beyond the Rails Foundation grant application. There's no match required. Applying for this grant, or I guess we got the grant. Are we applying for the grant? Or we?
This represents request to apply for the grant.
Okay.
I move we send it forward to the agenda committee for request to approve.
Second.
Okay, have a motion. Any other questions or discussions? If I'm not mistaken, if I can comment on this grant, and it is no match required, is going to be used for the Spillman, part of the Spillman cost for the 911 system. I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler.
Yes.
Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 2 is the fiscal year 16-17 budget update. This information from the Sheriff's Department is in your packet.
Okay. We have the normal memo from Jared Millsaps that says they estimate to get $134,500, or sorry, I can't see. $850. And we're used to getting, on average, $230,000 a month. And if you'll look at the next page in your packet, I did a running total this time to show kind of where we are this year versus what we actually collected last year. And you can see we're, over $400,000.
460.
Yeah, short this year versus last year.
That's July.
Just July through October.
Can I ask a question of the finance director?
Yes.
Randy, when are we going to have to start doing something about this rather than being updated? We're digging a hole.
Well, the information that you have in front of you is actual year-over-year comparisons in revenue collections for state reimbursement. Any adjustments that we make to the budget, I would suggest we would be more appropriate to do those next month when we look at everything in the county budget.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments on that?
And
Go ahead.
there may not be anybody here to answer that, but I was wondering what progress we may have made with the state to try to get some of those prisoners back.
Well, I know we haven't received, we're not using them at the animal center, and I don't think the Frenzel's not got any, I don't think we've got any of them back that we were counting on for that.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
would it be appropriate to have the jail population number total included in this report coming from the
We can
budget
ask for that.
date? Because I think you're going to find we're in the high 400s
Send the commissioner's package
each month, correct? That's why.
Can we'll request that be in the packet?
Well, it's in the packet, but if it'd been make part
Yeah.
of this report, make it easy for,
When we do this report each month,
that
have,
census?
yeah.
because the jail inspection report covers that. It's like Member Hammond said. You have to look back in the packet to find it.
so I understand.
Let me add one other piece, just I think to Commissioner Kaler's point. When we presented the budget to you this year for adoption and consideration, we did not count on the same level of revenue reimbursement from the state that we used to either. So we're giving you actual cash and revenue disparity numbers, but as far as the budget's concerned, we didn't count on getting that much to begin with. So from a budget standpoint, we're not as bad off. The piece that's not captured in the budget is the benefit we had from those inmates who were serving and providing services for us in lieu of paid labor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, item 3, debt refinancing resolution. Blount Memorial Hospital loan and the Blount County Bank loan. Randy, Angeli, will you present this?
You have a resolution in front of you that our bond counsel, Bassbury and Sims, prepared for us that authorizes the extension of the 2013 A bonds and 2013 B bonds. And one piece is for the hospital, and the other piece is for, and their financing arrangement is with J.P. Morgan. The county's is with U.S. Bank. We've included the county in this because I want to travel, as the memo states, a parallel path given the volatility that we've had out there in the financial markets. I didn't want us to be in a situation where if interest rates went haywire and we couldn't issue the bonds, that we would at least have a place to roll that debt over with a bank loan, and U.S. Bank was in essence agreeing to the same terms and conditions for anything up to 30 months. You have an offer sheet in there for J.P. Morgan. Jonathan Smith, CFO for the hospital, is here if you have any questions about that. But the way the resolution is structured, it is either or. And we still hope to sell the bonds tomorrow. Given what the climate is today, we think that's going to be advantageous for the county. And you wouldn't need to amend the resolution even if we do sell the bonds, because we still need the resolution adopted for the hospital. And as again, it is an either or, it's not both.
Let's get it on the floor if there's any other questions. Can I have a motion? Get this on the floor.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
And a motion and a second. Now, is there any questions or any discussion that can be directed to Randy and Angeli concerning this resolution?
Yeah, I got it from Randy, please.
Go ahead.
Randy, I'm assuming that this is, or maybe not, is this tied to in any way us going to fixed rate, or is this this is a whole other project here, or is this a contingency of what has been brought on by what we did? Is that correct? Help me out.
It's a good question. Our intent tomorrow is to sell bonds to eliminate our variable rate debt and our interest rate swaps. And in the event something happens that's unforeseen, I did not want the county to be in a position where in December we got to pay off $78 million worth of debt and don't have the ability to do that. So this provides an extension of up to 30 months.
Just in case.
Just in case.
I like it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll ask for roll call vote, please.
Kaler,
Yes.
Hannum,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 4, IT modernization program update. Randy?
We've had a IT committee meeting where basically the same information was provided by AV to the IT committee. You adopted a budget. We now have made an amendment to the budget that, I'll give you the Cliff Note version, contemplated a project. And really what's happened is it's morphed into a IT program, modernization program. And that program's made up of multiple projects. You can't eat this elephant except bite at a time. So this gives you an explanation of how we have evolved the project into a modernization program, and now that you have recommended that the commission consider that budget amendment, which reduces our overall initial budget based on what we spent last fiscal year, this is just an update so you have the same information, and the full commission will have the same information that the IT committee has. The most notable thing is we proposed this project initially based on leasing equipment, and lease rates are just nuts. So what I'm going to propose to you later on when we get in a position to start buying some stuff is that we take our fund balance and create an equipment fund, capital fund that we seed ourselves and not have to pay leasing rates that are almost 4%.
Mr. Chair, can I ask a
Yes,
question?
yes.
Randy, of the items listed here, has anything been purchased and/or implemented today?
We are furthest along on the Granicus project, which is an update of our commission voting agenda minute record-keeping system. And yes, I think we've all been embarrassed enough by it. We've gotten our mileage out of it, in my opinion. So that Granicus is the vendor for that.
Okay.
And we're in the process now of training people to use it. Commission will be trained on it in December. And hopefully, we can maybe use our December meeting as live on it. But there'll be a mock session set up for that. The backbone, we've already incurred costs on that. That's most of what was done last year. But these would be what I would consider add-on pieces to that. We've got the fiber in the building, and we've relocated what I call the nerve center of the building. The PC and laptops have not been bought. What that is that's roughly a fourth of them that need to be replaced. Mm-hmm. These will be the ones that are still the non-micro XP versions that Microsoft no longer supports. So those would be the greatest risk we have that we would propose replacing first. Cloud networking services these basically would be the priorities of what we're looking at right now.
Okay.
And they're all in different stages, and AV has all that mapped out in project software, so he can tell you and speak more authoritatively on it than I can, but.
Yes, go ahead.
You'll have to refresh my memory because I don't know. Does any of this money have anything at all to do with enhancing our building security?
None of this. That's a separate initiative that's being done within the maintenance budget for the building.
But it'll mesh, I guess is one of them.
Yes.
It's all of it.
Yes,
This is going to accompany that and work together.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Risk management and AV and IT are all working like this to make sure this all goes together. Any other questions on item 4? Got the finance reports there for information only. I'll now ask if there's input on items not on the agenda. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.